Hey, what's up, Star Status? It's 3D the Rap Star, aka is the Benz Man. And in this video, we are gonna be talking about the 5 most reliable Mercedes-Benz. And now stick around, cause number 5 just may actually surprise you. Now, I didn't want to go way back in the days because it's already known that the older Mercedes will last a very long time. But with these newer ones, reliability is not so great. But wait, there are some hidden gems in there. So let's just get right into it. So first up is gonna be the E-Class Mercedes-Benz. Now the E-Class is a great overall Mercedes because it is not too big, but it is not too small. It is the perfect executive mid-size sedan. And now the years of a great E-Class varies, but in general, you are pretty much safe getting any year, as these cars can run a very long time, racking up high mileage. And it is no secret that if you didn't know, take a look at this, is that the E-Class is widely used as a taxi. And now it is getting replaced with vans, but it was highly important to note the reasons for popularity was long-lasting and reliable. And now to get down to a certain year, the 2016 E-Class is considered the sweet spot with updated tech and refined looks. But leave in the comments, because some people say they don't really care for the E-Class looks. So I'm just curious what y'all think about the E-Class looks in general. Because you also have to remember it doesn't have all the amenities that a S-Class have. But next on the list is gonna be the GLA class Mercedes-Benz. And now I know you probably wondered, what is that thing on the road? It is indeed a GLA Mercedes-Benz. Often you kind of can't figure it out. Is it a car? Is it an SUV? Well, none of that really don't matter because it is fairly reliable with no major issues reported, is what most of the people that buy this car like the most. And now, the most reliable years is gonna be the 2016, 2019, and 2020 models. So buying a GLA Mercedes is generally considered safe. Next up is gonna be the C-Class Mercedes. Yes, you heard that right. The C-Class Mercedes. Now I know the C-Class in general gets a lot of mixed reviews. Why? Because the build quality just is not there. But over time, as the years go on, the C-Class has been getting better and better, with the A-Class and the CLA class becoming, the standard, the starter Mercedes, as the C-Class moved up a tier. We actually have a 2017 C-Class that so far it's been reliable, but everything from the build quality is starting to show. Everything from when the car is just going down the street, you hear clicking noises. It's not the best plush ride because it's not an S-Class. Little annoying build quality things happen all the time. But as far as reliability goes, it's generally safe and repair costs are down because it's not an S-Class, but remember, it is a Mercedes, so it still costs just not as much as the other ones, and major repairs happens way less. And now remember, the later C-Class does have a coupe version, but it's still essentially the same as the 4-door sedan. It's running off basically the same engines, so just remember on the C-Class, the newer, the better. And now number 4 on this list is gonna be the SLC Mercedes. Another one that you are probably saying, now what in the world is this? Yeah, there are so many tiers of Mercedes that came out that just started confusing us. That's why they start getting rid of the S Coupe, the CL, just to name a few, so we won't get confused with too many different models. And now, while this car is not free from everything in its class, it does have the reputation for being one of the most reliable cars. The things that most people like about this car include that it's a small car, it's very compact, and it is fun to drive. Reported problems include the infotainment system and the roof lining compatibilities, but with that said, it is still one of the most reliable in its class, and for a Mercedes, those aren't big concerns. Now, number 5, are y'all ready for this? Number 5 is gonna be the 2020 S-Class, the S560 in particular. Now, it got redubbed from the S550 to the S560 when the facelift came over. But now with the 2020, it's just that much better. Now, I don't know if for some that it's hard to believe that a S-Class can make this list, because when you think of S-Class, oh man, you think of a money pit, you think of spending money, you think of the repairs that can be, which is quite true. It's still true to this day, that these things can run you dry if you don't have the upkeep money to keep paying for these things unless you get a warranty. But with that said, it is fairly reliable, as I stated in another video about the 2015 S63. Alright, now number 6 is probably another one that you won't believe, but it is the G-Wagon. Now this thing is outstanding for its off-road capabilities, and look at that interior. Interior is really nice for a G-Wagon, but the funniest thing I always hear about these are that people buy these a lot and they never take them off-road. I think some people just like the look of it. It just gives you that boss feel. But in general, these things are considered very reliable. You would think that, okay, since the original MSRP is over $100,000, that these would not be reliable. Another great thing is you don't really see them on the road that much. But the build quality is there. They also feel very solid. When you pop the hood, you'll notice that most of the engine components are actually made with metal and not plastic. So that's another thing that's really good. The overall G-Wagon is actually solid. And now the best thing to note about all Mercedes is that if something go wrong, it is best to have an extended warranty or some kind of warranty in place just in case it happened, because any Mercedes is really not cheap on repairs if you decide to take that route. But this is a good thing to know right here. Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons generally have a reputation for good reliability, especially when properly maintained. So there it go, y'all, the 6 most reliable Mercedes. But that goes to say that other models can be reliable as well. I had a S Coupe, a CL. They were all reliable, just required maintenance on them. But these are the ones that are a little free from a lot of maintenance that you will be enjoying. Have a nice day. Signing off, Benz Man.